What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on this topic. Now, there's an old saying that goes, a hit dog will holler. Well, right now, Jay Z is screaming to the top of his lungs because finally he's been implicated with Diddy in a lawsuit for committing R. Now, this horrific incident allegedly took place back in 2000, and it occurred after the MTV Awards, and the victim was only 13 at the time. Now, the lawsuit says that a friend dropped her off at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall, but she didn't have a ticket, so she couldn't get in, but she started to approach various limousine drivers that were passing through trying to gain access into the VMAs. So apparently one driver engaged with her and basically said, yo, you fit the description of what Diddy might be looking for, so why don't you double back later and return to my car and you can attend this after party. So she came back later, got into the whip, and she was taken to a mansion with a U-shaped driveway as she described. And so basically she said the first thing that she had to do was sign an NDA. So she went down the list in the same playlist of many others that have been allegedly victimized by Diddy. She said that she was given a drink, she started to feel woozy and things of that nature, and everybody that was at this party was doing drugs. And then the lawsuit goes on to say that one thing led to another, and then the next thing she knows is that Jay Z and Diddy were taking turns, and there was another high-profile celebrity that was watching. And so a lot of people think it's Beyonce, but Beyonce was not named. Now, after the alleged unfortunate incident, she was able to grab her clothes and run to a gas station and call her father. Now, Tony Busby filed this lawsuit on yesterday, and it seems as though with Jay Z's response that Jay Z was actually the individual, the high-profile celebrity that went to court to sue Tony Busby because he felt that Tony was trying to extort him for money. So Jay Z, it seems as though that he was contacted about this lawsuit and he stood 10 toes down. And so basically Tony Busby decided to say, yo, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and name you because you're trying to intimidate me. You're contacting my former clients and things like that, trying to find whatever dirt that you can find on me. And so guess what? We're going to play hardball and I'm going to name you. So what I want to do right now is play you guys a few clips as it pertains to this messy situation, and then I'll be back.
Okay, so Jay Z has responded to the lawsuit and he posted a statement to CNN. Okay, so we just went over this lawsuit with Jay Z that was filed this Sunday. Now, in a statement he addressed to CNN, Carter calls the allegations so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint and not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a should be locked away. Would you not agree? Now, according to this lawsuit just below, it stated that the girl who's filed the lawsuit attempted to reach out to Jay Z and his attorneys to mediate the matter. But according to Jay Z, there's a different story behind that mediation before the lawsuit. It said that my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. And what he said calculated to the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It was the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. Then it goes on to say, so no, I will not give you one red penny. Jay Z goes on in his statement and says that the alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, he's referring to Busby, goes on to say, who I've done research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. Jay Z says, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down. One of them, who is of the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and the greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at a young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and the human spirit. My heart and support goes to the true victims of the world who have to watch how their life stories is dressed in costumes for profitability by the ambulance chasers in a cheap suit. I've made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all the celebrities are the same. I am not from your world. I am a young man. Come on. Okay, I'm sorry. Who made it out of the projects in Brooklyn. We don't play those type of games, and we have a very strict code of honor. We protect our children. You seem to exploit people for their personal gain. Your network of conspiracy theories, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. He said, I look forward to showing you just how different I am. Now, Busby did reply back to that, and he said, "Ooh, child, they is messy this weekend." Busby replied back and said, upon present information and belief, Jay Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, but also orchestrating a conspiracy of intimidation against the plaintiff lawyers, families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence the plaintiff from naming Jay Z herein. This effort was meant to scare the plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by Carter. Now, Busby goes on to say the pleadings speak for themselves. This is a very serious matter and will be litigated in court. Y'all, it's about to get real nasty with this case because Jay Z is pulling all the punches. And that statement he put out himself. He did not put out with the help of his counsel. So I imagine this is going to be a rough and tumble case.
Attorney Tony Busby has responded to Jay Z denying the allegations, stating that he will not be bullied or intimidated and he is not going to back down. Tony is claiming that Jay Z and his team have been threatening and harassing Tony and his family, as well as following them home. Tony is also stating that the alleged victim never demanded any money, but that she was only seeking a confidential mediation. Tony said that not only has Jay Z sued him, but he has also bullied and harassed him as well as the plaintiff, an attempt to silence her, but that it has only had the reverse effect and that his client refuses to be silenced. He's also claiming that Jay Z and his team have aggressively attempted to harass his kids and reach out to his former clients and encouraging them to sue Tony. He's also claiming that his employees have been harassed and Jay Z has had people allegedly come to his employees' homes and threaten them. Tony said in regards to the filings, well, that'll speak for itself in court and not in the media.
Jay Z is officially a named party in one of the civil suits involving Diddy. I know a lot of y'all there's been a lot of discussion about that, a lot of misinformation, I would say, but y'all can officially say that he is a named party in one of these lawsuits. I have some thoughts on it. I did text Courtney of Courthouse Couture. If you do not follow her over here, I will tag her. You should definitely check her out. She'll probably be doing a live either today or tomorrow, and then doing a video breaking down the actually reading the actual case. This is a big deal. Like, Jay Z being a named party in one of these cases is a big deal. He is kind of like one of the last moguls of that era to not be included in these cases. And I think that's part of why people feel like, oh, he's part of this. Like, he had to be part of it. What I do find interesting, though, is I don't feel like y'all had this energy for Jay Z when when his cases were going down. And they have a clear connection, R. Kelly and Jay Z. They have an album together than him and Diddy do. I personally don't think that him and Diddy was kicking it like that, but I know that you know toxic individuals, y'all ain't got to be best buddies to engage in some toxic behavior. Like we know this, okay? What else I was gonna say? I will say this too. So after the lawsuit, so essentially the allegations are the complainant alleges that she was 30 years old at the MTV Music Awards in 2000, and that she was drugged and assaulted. At first, she said by Diddy and an unnamed celebrity. She refiled today and added Jay Z. In response, Jay Z dropped a letter on the Rock Nation page that like references Beyonce, his kids. He refers to himself as a young man. I was like, what is happening? Like, he's going in on Tony Busby. It's like you are an extortionist. You are an ambulance chaser. You were depending on me being fearful of my name being mentioned. I'm not the one. I'm going to fight you. All this energy. Now, what's interesting on my feed is watching like lawyers and PR people saying, "Wow, now why would he write this?" And also, too, you're not young. You're not a young man anymore, Jay Z. Please. But Houstonians like myself are like, yes, because we cannot stand Tony Busby. And please hear me. Like, I'm not saying that Tony Busby is not, that the causes he's taking up are not worthy causes. These are like fake cases or whatever. He's just an awful person. And so it makes it so frustrating to me to watch this man try to act like he's this generation's Gloria Allred. Oh, he's so gross to me. So just to kind of give you some context about why I can't stand him. He ran for mayor. Now, y'all watch his next press conference. Imagine that man being the mayor of Houston. It was between him and Sylvester Turner. He lost. In that race, though, I just felt like he was being racist. And I can't remember all that he said, but the energy, I didn't like it. And I have never forgot that. And so thankfully he lost. Then after that, now Tony Busby's firm has always been about personal injury and stuff like that. He's always done well, but I don't think he's ever been one of those really respected lawyers in Houston. I would say Rusty Hardin is that respected lawyer in Houston, not Tony Busby. Anywho, so he takes on the Deshaun Watson cases, who was our Texans quarterback at the time. Deshaun Watson, of course, is accused of essaying masseuses all around Houston. Deshaun definitely did what he was accused of. Let me be clear. But it was like the energy that Tony had with that was also kind of off-putting to a lot of people. But he liked the attention he got from that case, and he decided he wanted to add that part to his practice. So if you go to his website now, it's like listed as if he's like big in this area. He is not. Deshaun Watson was like the first big case I've ever heard of him doing in this area. He is not Gloria Allred, okay, or even her daughter Lisa Bloom. He is not. So then he takes on the Diddy cases, right? And it was always weird that he took these cases on here in Houston. And I gotta say this, like, I am not saying that the allegations are not true. I just find it interesting that you get into this new area of law and all the people that your cases are against are wealthy black men. I'm just saying. I find it to be interesting. Other reason why I don't like him is that the state of Texas impeached our Attorney General, Kim Paxton, who is also immoral, fraud, and an awful person as well. And all the great lawyers in Houston, they quickly run to help to be the prosecutors in the case. So Rusty Hardin, who was Deshaun Watson's lawyer, they lost. But, he quickly takes on the prosecution. They're going to prosecute Kim Paxton and hopefully get him removed from office. Well, then here comes Tony Busby, loving attention, to represent Kim Paxton. Now, yes, I know, like, I took an oath as a lawyer, like, I know all these things. I'm also a licensed attorney in Texas. I know all these things, but it just fit into how I perceive Tony Busby and made me side-eye him. So Kim Paxton was not removed from office, but there were some dirty dealings that happened with our lieutenant governor. Story for another day. However, that just adds like why I side-eye him. So if you see like Houstonians looking at that letter or looking at Jay Z's response to Tony Busby, if you see it like being a little off, it's because we know more about Tony Busby than y'all do. But y'all gonna get to know him because he likes to cut up. Oh, he does. And he loves the attention. So the fact that Jay Z is even mentioning him, I know he's at home in River Oaks, one of our most expensive streets in Houston, with his heiress wife. His wife is like way younger than him, and she's an heiress to the Moody family. I know he's over there just so giddy about all of this. And then the other piece of this too is that there was actually a lawsuit filed against Tony Busby by a John Doe celebrity for extortion. We now know it's Jay Z. So Jay Z is also preemptively sued Tony Busby. This is going to get interesting for sure. I'm not saying like I want Jay Z to win or whatever. I just think it's interesting because you have flawed people on all sides of this that are, duking it out in court and then also on social media as well. So we will see what happens.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard all of that. Now, Tony Busby said something very interesting, and he said that his client never asked for money. She just wanted to mediate the matter. Well, if your client don't want any money, then what the hell needs to be mediated? I mean, Jay Z already said that you try to get him to settle, so you wouldn't put his name out there. So it is about money at the end of the day. So what's up with that BS? Now, the last clip that you saw of that very intelligent woman speaking about this situation, she made a very significant point when she said that, it seems as though that everybody Tony Busby goes for now has the same hue as me. And so for me, I do find that interesting as well. But I'm not trying to discredit any of the victims. They very well may have a solidified case against Jay Z and Diddy. But what I'm saying is this dude, Tony Busby, he has a checkered past. Now, in the beginning of this video, I said a hit dog will holler, and I said that Jay Z is now screaming to the top of his lungs. And the reason why I said that is because normally when accusations and allegations come out about the Carters, they normally remain silent, right? They never say anything. And the fact that Jay Z actually posted a response was shocking to me, to tell you the truth. Now, in Jay Z's response, we have to be honest, he said the same thing that Diddy said. He said that he was going to fight this. He said that he was innocent and things of that nature. And then come to find out that Diddy wasn't innocent when it came to the Cassie situation. So a lot of people are looking at what Jay Z said is basically the same thing that Diddy said. And he could very well be telling a damn lie. And he's very much involved in essaying this particular victim. Now, with all of that said, I want to ask you guys, do you think Jay Z is guilty? And do you think that Beyonce will pick up and just run? Because at the end of the day, they're already saying that Beyonce and Jay Z are living separate lives, but we don't know that to be factual. But do you think it's time for Beyonce to go ahead and get out of Dodge? Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.